Coming up on a Get Loud podcast, special guest, One Man Gang.
What, Zoe?
Also, is it really time for Colorado to retire the jerseys of Shedeur and Travis?
What is too early, Jinx?
Oh, we're going to have that discussion. And how about some feisty uniform talk?
Mustard?
Mustard?
On the beat.
How you doing, guys? It is the Get Loud podcast presented by SeatGeek. This summer, SeatGeek has your ticket to the best live concerts in the DMV at Northwest Stadium. SeatGeek, the official primary ticketing partner of Northwest Stadium. I'm Jinx. That's my guy, Fred Smooth.
Yeah, SMOOTSTRADAMUS. That's what I go by this time of year because it's draft
It's that time.
That's the day that guys' life change. Guys' family life change. Some guys are crying tears of joy that taste totally different than tears of pain. Because somebody didn't get drafted a certain place or somebody did get drafted a certain place. So it's a very emotional weekend. So as a guy that personally been there and done that, it's put it like this, Jinx. Right now, I don't care if you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 236, pulling your hair out.
Yeah.
You're just nervous. And you're nervous because not only are you about to go to the NFL, but you finna have to take on a city. You don't know, like you're more excited to see what city it is. The only guys that be disappointed is guys that be like, Green Bay. You be like, oh, okay, no, I don't want to live there. But yeah, what city are you being a part of? Think about it. When I got drafted in 01, I'm still living here. This has became home.
Yeah.
That's how deep it becomes, Jinx. So, you know, it changes guys' life.
So how was it for you? How were you emotionally once you got drafted?
I was pain.
Yeah.
Because I failed 20 spots in the draft. So as I sat there and watched names get called, one after another, I was just shaking my head. And I remember they put the mic into my face because the news was there in Mississippi. They like, how you feel about getting drafted? I had my mom in one of them, my grandmama in the other.
Oh, man.
And I was like, you know what? I'm just happy I got drafted to Washington. I'm not worried about what happened because I float to the top, and that's all I worry about. So I had already, but it was a fire there.
Yeah.
I came in the training camp, all business.
I bet you were.
Yeah, I was just all business. I was really like tuned in. It was everything that I needed. I hate to say this. If Fred Smoot goes where he's supposed to go in the top 15, I'm probably not happy like I am today.
Why do you think that is?
Because I probably went to an environment that wasn't gonna be good for me at the time. Like this was the perfect environment for me. And it also gave me a post-career home to live in. So I just felt like everything happened for a reason. And that's why I still live here today. I've played at another place. I played at
I was going to say, you've tested the waters elsewhere.
Yeah, and I came back here. All right, so they showed the connection that I had here. So every city ain't for everybody. Every team ain't for everybody. Every coach ain't for everybody. This is home, and it's still home.
Always going to be home, it feels like.
Yeah, going to be home.
Yeah. So you're right. There's going to be some disappointments. There's going to be some surprises. There's going to be lots of tears, like you were talking about, coming up in the NFL draft in Green Bay. So let's go through the top 10.
Yeah.
I want the SMOOTSTRADAMUS picks here.
All right.
Number one, I mean, we know it's Cam Ward, right?
That's not hard.
Yeah.
Like, let's not do this. Let's not overthink it. Now, most people say, are they overdrafting him? But when it comes to quarterback, is it a such thing as overdrafting? The positional need is too high. All right, so if you seem like you got a guy, you got to go get the guy. Yeah. I think they gave up on Will Levis, a.k.a. the Mayonnaise Man. I think they have given up on him, and I think Cam Ward has the ability to play when the play breaks down. Yeah. All right, and I think that's what excites them about him. So I think no-brainer, number one.
Adam Schefter, I think, had a post on X where he said if Cam Ward were going in last year's draft, he would have been the 7th best quarterback.
Thank you. Like out of that group we just seen. Yeah. And that's why I think people are so low on this draft when it comes to quarterbacks. Because it's crazy. Not because they're not good. They just came behind what I keep telling you is the best quarterback draft of all time.
It's early on.
Yeah.
But the early returns are there.
I'm sorry. Bo Nix proved to be good. Michael Penix. We didn't even get to see J.J. McCarthy. Spencer Rattler played some good football last year. Like, they were beyond deep at the quarterback position.
Number 2, Browns. It's Travis Hunter, right?
The Browns gone brown. Do you not think Cleveland? They already got Myles Garrett. They just paid him some dust.
Yep.
They're saying to themselves, what if we got him and Abdul Carter bookends. You know how they think. Instead of thinking about, how about we add a receiver with Jerry Jeudy and a corner with Denzel Ward? Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to say the Browns going to do the right thing. I'm going to say they're going to draft Travis Hunter.
They should.
But you think they're going to draft Abdul Carter?
No. I think it's going to be Travis Hunter.
Yeah, I think Travis Hunter go with the
You listen to their GM. I think they want Travis Hunter. And frankly, they need something they can sell. Yeah, I think he's the right pick.
Yes.
But if you're Browns fans, look, it's over at quarterback, right?
Yeah.
So why not get a guy who I think is
exciting? They can sell jerseys.
Easy. And you get a hell of a player on both sides of football.
That's what I'm saying. I think I go Travis Hunter with the number 2 pick. So that automatically puts, which I don't want this to happen, Abdul Carter in New York with Thibodeau, with Sexy Dexy Lawrence. That defense will be solid.
Salty.
It will be very salty if the Giants take Abdul Carter with number 3 pick.
I think that's probably where they're going to go.
Yeah.
Possibility they take Shedeur. I know they interviewed Shedeur, but I think they go with Abdul Carter.
Yeah. I think they go that way. Now that leaves the Patriots at 4. They have to go offensive line. You just got Drake May. Mm-hmm. That's your franchise guy. Now you got to protect your franchise guy. We did it with Larry Tunsil. Mm-hmm. They're going to go do it with LSU's Will Campbell.
Yep. I think they Thomas, right? Is it Will Thomas or Will Campbell? What's his name?
Will Campbell,
sorry.
I think they do it with Will Campbell. Some people think his arm's not long enough, but most definitely got the best feet in the draft files his offensive line. If you're right there, if you're New England, you got to go protection. You got to go Will Campbell.
When you hear that, because that's one knock on Will Campbell, right?
Yeah.
Oh, his arm, he doesn't have the arm length.
Yeah.
Is that overplayed?
No, it's not.
It's not?
Like, here go the thing about offensive line. If they have what we call kangaroo arms, all right, short arms, they can't make that defensive end run the hump. Mm-hmm. All right, now when you run the hump, that's forcing him to run wider than he usually was. If you have shorter arms, now that's close. Now I'm a foot closer to the quarterback because you don't have long arms. That will force most tackles to move to guard once they make it to the league.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yep.
Jags at 5, right?
Jags at 5.
What are they going to do?
Now, this is the one that I would like. They got Etienne, so they don't need to go running back. So they don't need to go Genty. To me, a lot of people might disagree. To me, Travis Hunter is the number 1 wide receiver in this draft, but he's the number 2 corner in this draft.
Oh, okay. You're thinking Will Johnson?
Will Johnson is the truth if I have never seen the truth. He can flat out play. They're like, well, but we ain't seen him play in zone. I don't want to hear all that. This guy make big plays in big games, and he's been doing it since he got to college. If you're the Jacksonville Jaguars, you got running back, you got quarterback, you got wide receiver, go get your shutdown corner. And I think that's what they get in Will Johnson right there at 5.
What do you think about Mason Graham?
You know what? I keep hearing Mason Graham. And I think that'll be a great fit right there, Mason. But how much could you think Mason Graham is going to change a game? Do you think Mason Graham puts them ahead of the Colts? Do you think Mason Graham put them ahead of the Titans? Do you think, how much does he add to this team?
I mean, I think you're right in that a shutdown corner can affect the game more. It's just that the Jags defensive line has been bad for a long time.
They got pass rushers. They got edges, right? They got Tyson Campbell at the cornerback position. You match him up with Will Johnson. Now you got a tandem that allows their defensive line more time to get to the quarterback. So I'm just saying I would go corner there. Most people would go D tackle. I understand. Whichever one wins.
6, the Raiders.
The Raiders. Ashton Genty.
Yes, it's got to be Genty,
I'm just saying, you got Geno. We know how Coach is, all right? Mm-hmm. Pete Carroll. Like, this is what I love about Pete Carroll. I got to say this. He is a Harbaugh hater. Every time Harbaugh make a move, Pete Carroll come right behind him. All right? They was at SC, and Harbaugh was at Stanford. Hated on him, beat him. Harbaugh came to the league. Pete Carroll came to the league, beat him, went to the same division as him. All right? No, listen to me. Harbaugh went to the 49ers. Pete Carroll went to Seattle. Beat him. All right? All right? Harbaugh comes back.
Ready to beat him one more time?
Comes to the Chargers. Pete Carroll say, who got a job open in the AFC West? The Raiders,
same division.
They raised their hand. Pete Carroll say, I'm back. Pete Carroll forever hates on Harbaugh. All right, Harbaugh want to be great, not on Pete Carroll's watch. All right, I'm going to go Ashton Jeanty to the Raiders.
I think that's I mean, you can't pass him up. I think he's definitely. I know that he gets a lot of Saquon sort of comparisons.
I think he's Alvin Kamara.
But I think Saquon is just one of one.
Yeah, 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's definitely a special
No,
guy.
I think he's a special player, and I know Pete Carroll loves to run the ball. Like, similarly, play defense, run the ball. All right, that's what Pete Carroll want to do. Continue your Harbaugh hate.
At 7, the New York Jets. What are the Jets going to do? They're going to go with the big tackle out of Missouri?
No, that's why I said there go Mason Graham's team.
Oh, okay.
All right. Put him beside Big Quinn Williams. You got a rotation there.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now, if you don't want to go him, you can go Mibu. Mibu?
Armand Mambu.
Mambu?
Yeah.
All right. Go tackle, go offensive tackle, a D tackle. You won't lose with the Jets right now.
Because they just need help in the trenches, period,
They need help everywhere. They need 911 services. They need help in the New York Jets. Now, they had a great draft, what was that, 3-4 years ago? When they got, Garrett Wilson.
Sauce.
Yeah. And they got Jermaine Johnson. So 3 first-rounders in that one. So I would go tackle.
Okay.
I would go offensive tackle in that one.
At 8, we have the Carolina Panthers. What are the Panthers going to do?
The Panthers, this has been a hard one right here. They reinforced their offensive line. I think they take the wide receiver from Arizona. Take Ted
McMillan?
Yeah, McMillan. I think they take McMillan because I don't feel like they got a true number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So I think, if I was them, I would take tight end.
Okay.
All right. That's where I go.
They had Jatavion Sanders out of Texas, who was the guy I think they got last year, who's really good.
He's not Tyler Warren.
Well, Tyler Warren is different.
I would take, if I was the Carolina Panthers, I would take Tyler Warren with this pick. I think they go take McMillan.
Okay.
Yeah, but I would take Warren.
You take Warren?
Yeah.
At 9, is this where Shedeur goes to the Saints?
I think
he's got to go top 10, right?
I don't think he has to. I think the best quarterbacks usually go anywhere from 10 to like 31.
Okay.
We haven't had a number 1 picked quarterback in the playoffs in the last 10 years besides Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
Think about the Lamar Jacksons of the world, all right? Went in the back of the first round. Think about Drew Brees, went the first pick of the second round. When you go later, you go to a better team in a better situation. I don't think Shedeur is the type of player, because this is what I call Shedeur. Shedeur is Drew Brees with a gold chain on. Right?
Okay.
They have, everybody talked about the same thing, not the strongest arm. They're not the tallest quarterbacks. They're not the fastest. But mentally, they can manipulate a defense.
Yeah.
They know where to get the ball out to. They can manipulate the pocket. They don't throw over the offensive line. They throw in between the offensive linemen. Same guy to me. I would love to see him go to either Pittsburgh or somewhere like that. But
Pittsburgh would love to have him.
That's what I'm saying. And now you got a whole franchise around you. Your defense, you got a running game, everything's set up for you to win. But you're right. He probably going to end up in New Orleans. And they in cap hell. All right. They do have a running back. They got Chris Olave at wide receiver.
Yeah.
All right. O-line probably need a little tuning up, but this is probably where he lands at. Now, is it the best spot? I don't think so, Chinks.
Saints got a lot of work to do, as an organization.
I just don't think that's where the Sinks. I don't think that's where they. I don't think that's where he lands at. I don't. I do think that's where he lands. I don't want him to.
Okay.
I don't want him to.
It's in Bears.
The Bears. All right.
Kelvin Banks, Texas. It's time.
They just reinforced the offensive line. They just paid all that money.
They did, but imagine getting another Mauler, and then that line is just like supreme.
You don't think Caleb gonna sit there and whisper, Tyler Warren, Penn State?
But don't they have Cole Kmet?
Don't New Edition have Bobby Brown? Huh?
They did. And he came back.
They got Johnny Gill. That's all I'm telling you is, listen, I think at that spot, if you Chicago, I run that up there and get Tyler Warren.
Yeah.
Now I got 2 weapons at tight end. Now I got 2 number 1 receivers with DJ Moore.
Yeah.
All right. Rome the Doomsday. I got guys.
Right.
And you know Ben Johnson, he just had Laporta in Detroit. They're going Tyler Warren.
I mean, it'd be a hell of a pick. No question about that.
I'm just saying, I feel like they're going Tyler Warren.
Before we get to our voicemails, and also we should mention we have Lorenzo Alexander coming up on the show.
One man gang
coming up on the show. So that's going to be awesome. We were talking about Shedeur. So, of course, Anna.
Proud Buffalo alumni.
Colorado Buffalo.
Proud Buffalo.
Proud Buffalo.
Yeah.
The debate on Travis Hunter and Shedeur getting their jerseys retired. To me, Travis Hunter is a no-brainer. All right? Generational.
He won the Heisman.
He won the Heisman Trophy. That's an automatic.
But you don't think you should let the school semester in before you do it? Like.
What did Shedeur Sanders do? Everybody says he helped revitalize Colorado football. Colorado football won a natty in 1990. Colorado football has had All-Americans whose jerseys have not been retired. Cordell Stewart was a second-team All-American at quarterback. What did Shedeur Sanders do?
Hasn't had his jersey retired. Rashawn Salam. All right, these guys that been there and done that. Michael Westbrook, who I played with.
Yes.
All right, Favors. All of these guys. Deion Figures. All of these guys. You don't let the semester end. And you retire. Jinx, they just played their last game in December.
What did they win?
Nothing. As many games as a dead man.
13-12. Did they win a Big 12 championship? No. They got blown out in the Alamo Bowl? What did he win?
Nothing. Now, because Trav won the Heisman, you have to put the Heisman.
Travis Hunter's different. He's one of the most generational two-way players the sport has ever seen. Yeah. I feel like people just group them together like they're one guy. They're two different. Travis Hunter, it's not even a question, of course.
Yeah.
Shedeur is different. Also, let me put it to you this way. We're talking about quarterbacks from last year.
Yeah.
Michael Penix Jr., first-team All-American. Is his jersey retired?
No.
Jaden Daniels won the Heisman Trophy. Is his jersey retired?
No.
Bo Nix went what? What did he go at Oregon? 22-5, won the Fiesta Bowl. Yeah. Is his jersey retired?
J.J. McCarthy won the national championship.
Is his jersey retired? No.
Caleb Williams been the first pick of the first round since he was a 12th grader. Huh?
Right.
Jersey not retired. First of all, it's time that you need to let it serenade. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like you supposed to did this 10 years from now.
Yes.
Bring them back. Retire their jersey. Colorado was so anxious to have an athlete. They was like, they just graduated. They haven't graduated yet, but we're going to retire so nobody never wear 2 or 12 again.
Shedeur Sanders is very good. Has been a great quarterback, okay? However, when you retire a jersey, as I was saying to Maddie earlier, I'm like, listen, if Alabama retired every very good player, you'd be seeing guys wearing 104 on the field.
Yeah, you'd never have it. Jackson State University, SWAC, ain't retired, should do a jersey. Our Travis jersey. All right, because guess what? We got Hall of Famers there. Walter Payton amongst them. 6 Hall of Famers went to Jackson State. They ain't in a rush to do this. So maybe because of the lack of Hall of Famers that Colorado has, their hand was forced to put a portrait of the vice president on the wall. Not the president, the vice president.
Can I just say something?
Yes.
As a Buff, when you have not won in many, many years, this was a historical season. For
nothing was history about it besides the Heisman.
Right. I will say, Shedeur's is a little confusing to me. That was a confusing retirement. Travis Hunter, like we said, generational talent, Heisman winner.
Let the semester in.
But what about the students who?
That ain't how retirement goes, Anna.
I get it, but it's a little different. But it's, when are you gonna have all the Sanders family there ever? You know what I mean? Like, you just time goes by.
There.
Well, see, and also this is the problem too. When you say, let's be honest, if his name isn't Sanders, he's not getting his jersey retired.
Well,
so when people say this is the Sanders family, with all due respect, the Sanders family has nothing to do with whether or not you deserve to have your jersey retired. Like, what did you do on the football field?
Yeah. Well, Anna brought up winning. The fact that Colorado has went through a drought. Mm-hmm. Let's not act like y'all haven't been there before. You've been to national championships, right?
10 years before I was born.
Yeah,
10 years before I was born was the last time we won a national championship.
Vanderbilt.
And I don't even know, I might have to cut this part out, but with NIL and how the college football landscape has changed, we may not to sound like a pessimist and like a sad, weepy buff, but like we may never win a national championship again just solely because we're not in the SEC. And we don't have that Texas fund that you guys have.
Yeah.
All we have is the Sanders and what their family has done.
I'm going to pad out some tissue so we can cry for Colorado.
Listen,
all right?
I just of the opinion that if you retire a jersey, you have to meet a very elite standard.
And
that standard should not be, hey, we're good again, or hey, you're really good. Retiring your jersey is serious. It's serious. Let's not lower the bar and say, hey, you brought us back for a couple seasons. Like, no.
Let's retire. Put it like this. Vanderbilt is the whoopee cushion of the SEC, all right? When it comes to football.
Yes.
Everybody knows this. Jay Cutler took them to a monumental season. The Cutler.
Yeah.
They ain't retired his jersey to this day. And he the best quarterback they ever had.
By far.
But the best they have ever had. Colorado was just such in a rush to glorify nothing. Like when we tell the story of the 2024 season, it's going to be Colorado did nothing. Like they did nothing.
Well, think about if you listen, if you believe, here's the thing, you can't have it both ways. If you believe that Coach Prime is going to bring in great players and he's a hell of a head coach,
I think Prime
which a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Then guess what? You're going to have a lot of players.
More players.
Who are this good.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like, dude, another top 10 pick. This guy's an All-American. Offense, now we're a program that is relevant again, and all of a sudden, now what are you going to do? Are you just every person who's decent? Because if you believe in Coach Prime, then at the same time, you can't say, well, we might never be good again. Because you're also saying Coach Prime is going to lead you to prominence, right?
Yeah.
Yes. We believe in him fully. That's why we have that 5-year, I talk about as if I'm like a part of it, but he signed a 5-year contract.
Right.
He says he's going to stay with us.
He's not going anywhere.
If he's truly not going anywhere, then I'd like to see continuous success. But I do think these past 2 seasons have been complete outliers, if not a miracle. Truly, if you look where Colorado sports were headed in the last 5 years, my time as a student, like you never would have thought that this was he was our only hope at a successful season. Truly, after all of the coaching changes, we had like back-to-back coaching changes.
That's normal.
And the transfer portal was insane. It was insanity prior to even.
So now that I listened to Anna, everything happened at Colorado because of low expectation. Their expectations were so low that just to win and just to be the
Colorado wanted
darling.
to be an academic institution. So there was a large emphasis on academics, and athletics fell to the wayside for a bit. But
that ain't how college work no more. College has always benefited from sports. Sports is the generator.
For sure. I hear you on that. I mean, I could keep this topic is very interesting.
No,
to me,
I understand how this is close to your heart. But you can't agree with us. To not let years go by before you start retiring jerseys that's thirst trapping. Y'all was thirst trapping. I'm gonna tell you what y'all did. Y'all got on Instagram as a university and just thirst trapped everything.
Not for Travis. But for
Travis is totally different.
No, for Travis too, because it has to marinate.
I will say the timing, I've never seen it. Not even
in high school, Jinx. Not even in high school.
I agree. I've never seen at any level.
You play the same year that your jersey get retired. Nobody has ever, not Lawrence Taylor,
right?
Not Barry Sanders, nobody. This has never happened. Like, at what point did the school president and talk to somebody and say, you know what, we need to get this done now. We need to get
Dion.
We need to get this done in less than 90 days. But the kids haven't graduated less than 90 days. No, that doesn't happen. It's supposed to be this rekindle moment. It's supposed to be a moment where you and your ex-teammates come back together and remember what y'all did 15 years ago.
Last time we saw Shedeur Sanders in a Colorado uniform, They got beat by BYU in the Alamo Bowl, 36-14.
And they retired
just give it a pause. Just give it a break.
And they got his cleats bronzed. listen. I don't know. But guess what? In the SEC, we don't award okay. We award greatness.
Right.
Either you're great or you're not. It's just too many guys to compare you to. You ain't going to Texas, and because you got 13 wins, we're going to retire your jersey and put it by Earl Campbell.
Not Quinn Ewers. He's been in the college football playoff 2 straight years. Is he getting his jersey
That
turned?
mullet will never see that.
Never.
Ever see that.
No,
He's not going to be by Vince Young. He's just not going to do that because at the end of the day, you ain't did enough. You didn't bless this school. All right? You know why they got a big old portrait of Fred Smoot? Because we were ranked #1 in the nation. Whooping Alabama, whooping LSU, took Florida to the woodsheds. I walked in the woodshed where the gator came out, had shoes, a belt, and a hat. At the end of the day, you have to accomplish something. I don't even think Georgia didn't retire champ.
That's probably, have they not?
I don't think so. It's just too many dudes. You see what I'm saying? But Colorado, today. I know y'all just played Friday. Saturday, your jersey going on the Raptors.
Do you remember, and we'll get to the ads, but this is Colorado related, because I've always liked CU a lot. And I remember
everybody liked them.
Yeah. I remember when they came down to Austin, I was an intern. You remember Keith Jackson, the great Keith Jackson, called college football? And that's when Rashaan Salam was unbelievable. And they came down and took it to us. Yeah. And it was like the 3rd, 4th game of the season. And as an intern, it's before the internet, they said, hey, you go out and you ask Keith Jackson about Rashaan Salam and trying to win a Heisman Trophy, which he did. And so, I'm a nervous kid, and I asked Keith Jackson, hey, Keith, before you go, what do you think about Rashaan Salam's chances to win the Heisman? And he goes, I'm so sick and tired of everybody talking about the Heisman this early, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And so the cameraman behind me wants this answer. He goes, Keith, come on, man. He lied. He goes, we came all the way down from Dallas for this, even though we were from Austin. Yeah. And he turns to the camera, and he goes, and he said the real word. He goes, F Dallas.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, yep, interview's over.
Sound like Merry Christmas to me.
And guess what? CU went on and they enrolled us. I mean, they were awesome.
No, listen, they've had glory years. That's why I'm like, and maybe Anna, because she's so part of the youth, she can't see through those glory years lenses. This is her glory years.
Yes, these are my glory years. And I will own it. I'm literally graduated the year before Dion came in. So it's fresh. It's a fresh wound how bad we were. And that impacted my college experience. You know what? People used to go to the games just to see the Buffalo run around the field. Not to see the talent, not to see any of that.
Just bison meat.
And truly, people are now going to the games because of the talent. And that has changed Colorado's trajectory for football for the next few years. And that makes me happy. That's all.
Congratulations.
Well said, Anna. Well said. Guys, give us a call. Tell Anna that she's right. 703-726-7419. Or you can email us, WashingtonGetLoud@gmail.com. Anna, you doing some ads?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Wait, am I voicemails or am I reading ads?
Oh, let's do. You want to do voicemails first?
Yeah. We'll get to you guys. And for the record, you'll have to stick around because we're going to do more voicemails at the end of the show. So be sure to stick around for that. Let me go. Sorry. I thought I was prepared. Okay. First one.
Hey, Jake, Fred and Anna, how's it going, man? It's Fred, Florida, man. Just calling, excited about the draft this week. I just wanted to see what your input was on a lot of different opportunities that we trade out. Do you like the defensive back position to draft? I know we can't get anybody as good as Fred, but we'll take somebody good. Or defensive end or O-line. I just want to let you know I appreciate y'all. And I'll tell y'all, go Commanders.
Oh, yeah. He asked, do I think we're going to back out of there? I think there's a chance we can. I think we can, especially when all you keep hearing in this draft is it's no different between player 20 and player 75, meaning the grades between them are that close. You want more draft capital? You might have to back out of there. But if the guy falls to you, you take him there. I like Siobhan Revelle out of East Carolina. Okay. 6'3" cornerback, run with the wind. When you think about Revelle, think about a faster version of Richard Sherman.
Oh, jeez.
That's what this kid is. And I think he'll be one of them players that if you fall at 29, you're like, I got to get this kid. James Pierce Jr. from Tennessee, edge rusher.
Oh, yeah.
If he there, I think you have to pull the trigger, get him. So it's a couple of guys that if they're still there, you don't put the car in reverse and try to get to the second round. I think it's a couple of guys that you like, yeah, I'm going to pull the trigger for this guy. I don't think as many as people think it is. I don't think we make a draft pick on the first day.
I mean, I can see it, like you said, it depends on the talent available. And you never know with Adam Peters. The man is always thinking about what he's going to do.
He always thinking forward.
Yeah.
When you're always thinking forward, you got to say, you know what? And then also with us selectively being there at number 29, and we just said in our little mock draft that Cleveland takes Trav.
Yep.
They might try to get back in that first round to get Jackson Dart at 29 to have that 5th-year option.
Interesting.
On him. So it's getting crazy.
It's going to be different because we're going to be out, covering the draft for the team, and it's going to be a lot different vibe than last year because there's so many questions now.
Well, our draft party was over.
Right.
In 30,
after the second pick, we're like, done.
Yeah, it was over with. Let's get out of here.
Right.
Now we got to wait till the whole draft is over. We ain't probably going to make it home to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
Oh, it's going to be, no.
I already know.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, next voicemail.
Smooth, Zing. What up? This is Rahul from Rahul from Burke, Virginia. Huge Commanders fan, Redskins fan, been a fan since I was 8. So I was born in 2000, so I've been a fan since I was 8 years old, and it's been a long time since the Commanders have had success. And this has been the most fun season I've had. Jaden has given the whole franchise, hope and fans hope. But just want to hop on and say, love listening to the show, love listening to the pod every week. And also, with this draft coming up, and, this probably will be like after the draft. So, we'll know who the Commanders pick. But I have a good feeling, a pass rusher is probably the most ideal, but I think a running back wouldn't be a bad option. I think it's, having an upgrade at running back, getting someone younger. That's all I have to say. Thank you guys for an amazing show you guys have every week. Love watching it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, brother. Appreciate all the love he was giving us. He made me think about something.
Okay.
He was like, this season has been the best season of my life. So it made me look at him through his own eyes, through Anna's eyes. Because like him, Anna...
I love where you're going with this, by the way.
Anna has not seen the glory. He hasn't seen the glory. But guess what he doesn't do? He don't forget about the Darryl Greens of the world. He doesn't forget about the Charles Manns, the Dexter Manley. He know it was glory years. But, my years and the years afterwards, we wasn't so good.
Yeah.
But he ain't retiring jerseys.
Poor Anna. I was like,
Can I
coming
live?
back around to Anna.
My gosh.
Poor Anna. That was good. I was like, oh, this is a good. Oh, I see it now. I see it now.
To cough the bridge.
Whatever. I'm allowed to have joy in my life. Okay.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, so running backs, thoughts.
I'm all with taking a running back. Because there's so many of them, 25 plus running backs can get drafted in this draft. That's deep. Like last year.
It's a deep running back class.
Like last year was the class of the quarterbacks. This is the class of the running backs. And this guy's from Quinshon Jukins. Come on, Trayvon Henderson. They play for the same school.
It's a kid from Carolina, Amarian
Hampton? Oh, North Carolina, he can run the ball. You got DJ Giddens. You got so many, dude. Rocket Sanders, I love Rocket Sanders. You got Johnson from Iowa. It's just guy after guy after guy. And when you got a running back draft that deep, you won't have to draft that position early.
Yeah.
You draft that position late. You're gonna get the same quality guy. It's just about what flavor do you want.
Yeah.
Do you want speed? Do you want big, bulky, downhill? You want a scatterboo? Like, what do you want? Like, it's what flavor is for you. That's what this draft is.
Ad time?
Yes, ad time.
All right.
The Get Loud podcast is brought to you by Bet365, official sports betting partner of the Washington Commanders. Bet on a range of NFL markets with the Bet365 app. Craft your own personalized bet slip with Parlay. Access thousands of games with live streaming. Place your bet before the match or bet during the game. It's up to you. Download the Bet365 app today and join 80 million members worldwide. Age 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Virginia. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
Take that, Caroline.
Caroline did a great job.
She did great.
MWAA. We don't travel to escape life. We travel so life don't escape us. Dream of any place in the world in the blink of an eye. We're there. That's the wonder of flight. All you have to do is decide where to. Dulles International Airport. Let your imagination soar. Book your adventure today at flydulles.com/nonstop.
Beautiful. So we got to bring in a former Redskins stud. That means it's time for your hot ticket presented by SeatGeek. This summer, SeatGeek has your ticket to the best live concerts in the DMV at Northwest Stadium. SeatGeek, the official primary ticketing partner of Northwest Stadium. Let's bring in the one-man gang.
Zoe!
Have a very special guest now. So if you know the history of this franchise at all, you know the one-man gang. Lorenzo Alexander, who spent the bulk of his career right here in Washington. Lorenzo, thanks for being with us. And I just have to say, first of all, that background behind you is incredible. That's probably the best background we've ever seen.
No, I appreciate that. Obviously, I finished my career in Buffalo, and that was kind of one of the parting gifts when I retired. It's a really cool background, kind of gives you some of the highlights of my career. And then it has like all the teams that I played for on here as well. So, and then obviously we see the one-man gang that my man Fred Smoot and Sean Springs gave to me. I still remember that day. I'm actually writing a book about that one-man's gang, but it's really about the people, Fred, you being one of those guys that really helped me become the person I am today in the career that I was able to have just by those relationships.
I appreciate that. And I did give you that great name right there. And people don't know where it came from. Like, I remember one day at practice, Lorenzo went from D tackle to outside linebacker to tight end, maybe played a little guard that day. Mm-hmm. So we got to the locker room, and I was like, nah, man, your new name is One Man Gang. and that's what it was, because that's what he was. Yep. Anything the coaches asked him to do, he was willing to do it. A lot of players not willing to do that in the NFL. That's how you play 15 years.
Well, Renzo, I was going to ask you about that because we want to talk to you about this Commanders club and the draft. But when you look back at your own career, what are you most proud of? I mean, you're undrafted. You played 15 years. Even in your final year, you played 16 games for the Bills, an All-Pro. You've done a lot of different things in the NFL. So when you look back, what do you say that's the thing that stands out to me?
Man, I mean, there's a ton of stuff. I mean, you just kind of rattled off a lot of the things, but it really comes down to the relationships. I mean, I mentioned like Fred, Sean Springs, Mike Sellers, Big Pro, Kendrick Golston, Rock Cartwright. There's a ton of dudes that was on that team, London Fletcher. I can go on and on that had a significant impact on my life. And more so than on the football field, helped me become a man and really understand what it meant to be a husband, a father, a person in the community. And all that other stuff, I think, was just a byproduct of having those guys around, helped me show me how do you play tackle? How do you play guard? How do you then go play outside backer? How do you cover? How do you play special teams, right? Was a byproduct of all those relationships throughout my career. So I would just say getting to know people intimately, still having close bonds with them is probably like the highlight of my career. And I would beg to say that most guys would say that same thing, regardless if they were a Hall of Famer or got to play, 1 or 2 years in the league.
I gotta ask you this though, because you and London had a fascinating intro into the league. Both of y'all was undrafted. Both of y'all played 15 years. Did you ever sit down with London and ask him how did he get as far as he did? Did you have that intimate conversation with him?
Yeah, well, I had that type of relationship. I would consider Fletch like a big bro to me. Obviously, he came in the league, I think, in like 2099, so he has a couple of years on me. But every time, back in the day, well, still today, right, where the stadium is in relationship to where we work and most of us live out in Northern Virginia is a 45-minute trip, maybe an hour and a half on bad traffic, right? And so I used to ride with Fletch to the hotel and then to the games. We used to carpool, and then our wives would pick us up after the game. And so we had thousands of just, conversations about what did it look like to be in the league? What do you need to do to be a professional? How would you mature? Our faith walk, our kids, our wives. And so I had a ton of time to ask him. And that's who I used to pick his brain on and just try to figure out those little things that made him special, especially understanding he had the same journey and starting place that I had in my career. And so, yeah, I mean, I still call Fresh from time to time. And even when I wasn't playing with Washington anymore, he used to call me watching film and be like, hey, so you need to be doing X, Y, Z. So that relationship has been one of the, I think, foundational relationships of my career to really allow me to thrive on and off the field.
Do you see anyone in today's NFL that reminds you of you? Because you did so many different things, and that's, in a league that can be so specialized now. You don't see that a lot.
Go and say Travis Hunter. Go and say Travis Hunter, though.
Yeah, man. I wish I could say it's probably somebody out there. The cool thing for me, being an undrafted guy and being cut a couple of times and trying to find my way in this league is when people say, hey, can we find a Lorenzo Alexander out there, right? Because, everybody wants to be a Hall of Famer and set the mark, but it's cool for me when I see in social media when people are trying to find that guy. And I know there's guys out there that do multitude of things, that play special team outside backer. Right here, I'm in Arizona, so I probably see this team the most. A guy like a Dennis Gardeck, undrafted, got his way on special teams, and then is playing outside backer, getting sacks. Buda Baker, obviously he got drafted, but very similar, starting on special teams, getting his opportunity, doing things on the back end. So there's guys out there that do it, but it is hard. I don't know if anybody's ever done it to the extent I've done it. It'd be really cool to see, but most people don't remember I was 315. So what Fred is talking about, like I was legitimately playing guard, right?
Yeah.
D tackle. Yeah. Doing those things. I was part of, back in the old school, I was in that wedge, right? I was one of those guys running down the busted wedge. And this game has just changed so much. And then over that time, I lost the weight and became 235, 245. So I don't know if anybody else has had that type of transformation that then they're standing off the ball and doing, playing Mike linebacker like I did towards the end of my career and even when I was in Washington a little bit. So I know there's people out there that are versatile. I mean, Fred just mentioned Travis Hunter. Obviously, I'm not as talented physically, but I can go out there and do what I had to do in my own regard.
I don't know how much you kept up with the team intimately to watch the Commander this year. We had some special team maves like Taylor Owens and Percy Butler and guys that was running down. And, they basically revitalized Washington Commanders football with Jaden Daniels. I'm sure you know who he is because of Arizona State out there with you. What did you think about what the team accomplished this year and what Coach Quinn brought to the table?
I really love the overall culture of the team, right? When you have shifts in what we've seen, like change and what it's done to this organization to really energize the community around it and just the consistency. I mean, I think that was one of the biggest things that has always been hard for really as any organization, but in particular, when you think about the Commanders, is having that consistent culture that is, I think that builds longevity and legacy, and then couple that with consistency at the head coaching room. I think when I was there, we had 4 coaches over 7 years. Right?
Easily.
You look like a team like Tomlin. And you probably had extra because I didn't have all ball coach. I had Gibbs, Zorn, Shanahan, right? And I know some guys got the book in of both and actually had old ball coach, and then who came in after Shanahan?
We had Marty Schottenheimer and Spurrier.
Marty.
Yep.
Yeah, Spurrier. So, right, you had those 2. I didn't even get those. So, just depending on when you got dropped in, right, that's 5-6 coaches within a 10-year period. It's really hard to develop any type of really dominance in a league when you're changing that often. So, it's really cool to see what they're doing now, the consistency from top down. And I think that is what ultimately is going to build, a perennial playoff team and a perennial contender when we see some of those other organizations who have figured that out, when you have like an Andy Reid or a Sean McDermott or a Mike T at their organizations for, 10 plus years, really changes the culture, and sustainability is key. Because now you have a culture that when you come in, I'm not teaching something new every year. You got people that know, you got advocates in the locker room, and they can push that to the younger guys much quicker and more efficiently than a coach can.
Do you think you gained that camaraderie and that semblance? Is it simple as just picking the right quarterback? Because come on, Zoe, we had teams with me, you, London, Sean Taylor, Sean Springs. Like, we had talent everywhere. We had running backs, we had wide receivers, we had Chris Samuel, one of the best tackles, but we never was stable at quarterback. Do you think it's that simple?
Yeah, I mean, I think I think that is it. I mean, you got to have elite quarterback play. You got to have consistent quarterback play to give yourself a chance. I also think culture, right? Because we had all that talent. Talent necessarily doesn't win stuff when you have other stuff that's going on that nobody ever knows about, right? And so I think there's a couple of things. A quarterback, we never had elite. We had guys that could get back there, but they, like Jay Campbell, right? Yeah. For example, got drafted high, really good quarterback, but he had 4 offensive coordinators in 4 years. That's death. Right? How hard that position is, and you got that many different ways of playing football and thought processes, he can never get comfortable. And I think when you have that and coupled with a lack of a strong culture and identity of who we need to be, your talent can never flourish, right? I think you got guys that show out and can be pros, but you need pros from top down. I just don't need the stars to be pros. I need the middle-tier guys, the rookies, everybody to come in kind of fighting for that same direction and really maximizing their effort, because we know it's hard to win this league. And when you got people kind of doing their own thing, especially in a city like D.C., it's really hard to create that consistency and because just a lot of distractions. And so I think there was a couple of things working against us during that time. But we definitely had the ability to go out there and do it. We just never was able to pull all those things together from, I think, a professionalism standpoint, a quarterback, and really a direction as far as head coach that we could put it and bottle it up. We could find 1 or 2 years like RG3, lightning in a bottle, right? But we never could. It was never sustainable over the course of 4 or 5 years.
So, Lorenzo, you played alongside different quarterbacks. You've chased some quarterbacks during your very established career in the NFL. When you look at Jayden Daniels, just what do you see as a football player? What makes him special? Because we saw glimpses of it just all season long last year.
Yeah, for me, it's his decision-making, getting the ball out of his hands, processing. I think a lot of that's coupled with the offensive coordinator, what they're asking him to do. The run game really helped him. His ability to run, too, that dual threat ability. And, you know, I think one of the things that people weren't quite sure about, his durability. I know he had a couple of nicks here and there, but I don't think people understood that he would be able to handle a full NFL season. But what really sets him apart is protecting the football and be able to process things to get the ball out of his hands. And if you can continue to do that, right, because that's the hardest thing, because people this year is going to be the real telltale, because people have a year on him and they're going to give him different looks. Now, can he continue to grow in this offseason? But I really like the young man's demeanor, the way he approaches as a professional, and then his being able to see the game, right, and not see ghosts, as we used to call it, and be throwing the cats that ain't there. I think really is what set him apart as a rookie and really let him have an historic season.
Well, I also think not only that, I think he learns from every play that he plays. I think he learns from every coach that he's around. He said something the other day in an interview I heard him. He said that he was talking to Coach Herm Edwards one day, and Herm Edwards told him, first of all, take care of the ball, and let's make sure every drive ends in a kick. We don't care if that kick is a punt. We don't care if that kick is a field goal, but we'd rather have it be a kickoff. All right, so just that mentality of taking care of the ball and him being wise beyond his years, I think it made him special this year.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think when you have talent like Scary Terry around him too, because when you say that sometimes, I think some quarterbacks say, well, I'm a protect the ball, but I'm not gonna go downfield because that's not really a high percentage throw, and I have more of a chance to pick it off. He still was putting the ball down the field as well. So I think he did a great job of finding that balance between, hey, I'm not going to do nothing crazy, but I am going to still make these dudes have to defend this entire field, especially with the weapons that I have around me.
Lorenzo, you mentioned that you're writing a book, which I think is super interesting. So what else is going on with you right now? It sounds like you got a lot of irons in the fire.
Yeah, well, you know, I have 4 kids, so that keeps me busy, 2 of which are playing football. So I do a lot of coaching in the flag world, as well as my son just played tackle last year. So that has really been really cool to kind of get in that space and be a head coach, dealing with these parents at times. But other than that, I'm helping legends transition out of the game. I work for the league as an NFL community coordinator, and just making sure that our guys understand that what they did in the league is special and unique, and they are equipped to make a transition to any field that they choose. They just have to kind of dig in and lean into it and move forward. and as well as creating community and making sure they take advantage of the benefits. So I'm all over the place. That's the cool thing. I still get to be in the locker room and a part of guys' lives, which is what a lot of us miss. And so it's kind of built into my day-to-day based on what I've been able to connect myself to. I
heard Arizona had its first triple-digit warm weather day, 100. What took you to Arizona, though? How did you end up in Arizona? Hey,
have you ever lived in Buffalo?
Yes, I have.
That is why I'm in the hottest place you can find in the U.S., man. That Buffalo cold did something to me those first 2 years because I was planning on coming back to Virginia, to be honest. But after that first winter I had in Buffalo, I was like, I don't want no winter, no cold, no nothing. And it still gets a little cold here, but that's why I came back to AZ. I played here for a couple of years, and that I would much rather have that heat rather than shoveling snow or being cold. It just messed me up that 1 year I was up there.
Like, I'm moving to the center of the sun. Yes. Anywhere away from here.
Closest to the equator as I can get.
Well, Lorenzo, we appreciate it, man. We're excited about covering the draft this week, and it's great to see you. What an incredible NFL career that you had, and I think it's awesome that you're still working with the league and with veterans as well, so thanks for being with us.
Appreciate that one-man gang.
Great to see him. Looks great, by the way.
Hey, listen, skinny Zoe is different. When I first met Zoe was 315 pounds.
I remember covering. He was huge.
Listen, I remember one season we came back from the out season. He was like, Smoot, I had to remake my body. I was like, so when he started playing, that rush outside linebacker, and then he goes to the Pro Bowl, I was like, that's how you redefine yourself. Like, it's so hard for an athlete to redefine themselves because whatever got you here, it worked.
Yeah.
And most people are scared to go away from that. That's why you see quarterbacks are not prone to change position to wide receiver.
Yeah.
A wide receiver won't trade the cornerback, because they're too comfortable at what they're doing. When in life, to be great, you have to be good at being uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And that's what Zoe is an example of. I got uncomfortable, so I changed everything. I bent my body to my wheel. And that's what happens when good things happen. You couldn't have told me this guy was going to play 15 years in the league.
Incredible.
Unbelievable. That's Iron Man status.
Yeah. Great story. All right, Anna. Voicemails?
Yes, we'll hit one more voicemail before we'll get to our game full of shh.
Okay.
All right.
But here we go.
Willie Smith the fifth. Mr. Jenkins. Anna, how you doing, young lady? Smoot, I got a question for you, big dog. Look, I know how you were the catalyst for the burgundy on burgundy on burgundy.
I was.
But I need you to be a catalyst for this one.
Gold on gold.
Black helmets, white jerseys, black pants. You can pick the socks, you can pick the shoes. Black helmets.
Black helmet.
White jerseys.
White jersey.
Black pants.
Ugh.
Oh, my God.
If you're skeptical about it, if you're not sure about it, that's the only time you're going to hear me reference Madden in regards to football, and I mean real NFL football. Go grab your son, pull up the PS5, the Xbox 360, whatever
and put it on there.
Look at the jersey colorway, and you're not going to be able to sit here and tell me that you don't like the black helmets with the white jerseys and the black pants, my guy. We gotta see it. We gotta do something else other than the all black. The all black is nice. So look, man, black helmets, white jerseys,
no,
black pants.
No,
I'm
terrible.
You, I need you stand on the table for this one, man. You the voice of the fan base, baby. You gotta stand on the table for this one, man. Y'all gonna love it. I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna look real nice when we got them flashing lights on Monday Night Football like we had for the Falcons game, big dog. Yes, sir.
I can't agree, disagree.
Love y'all.
Quick. I'm sorry. That's not good. He's not an interior decorator.
Well, thank you for your call and your input. First of all, we're very grateful.
You do notice how he's like, "Hello, Anna, young lady." Smoot. I'm like, Anna has officially overtaken me on this show. It took one episode.
Hey, listen. What he put together, I didn't think it was fresh. Now, let me counter your black helmets, white jersey, black pants. Probably he wanted white socks, like, and black shoes.
This is not Ball State University.
No, this is not that. Now, close your eyes and think about this. Monday Night Football versus, let's just say, the Kansas City Chiefs. They go all red. We come out in all gold. Gold helmet. I'm talking about 24 karat gold. Gold helmet, gold jersey, gold pants, gold socks, gold shoes.
Yuck.
What? Are you serious?
Not
Are you
for me.
serious?
No, thank you.
You see, all right, do y'all know, like, every year we do a 1 week of color rush, right? You know the color rush.
Oh, yeah.
Like Indianapolis will go all blue. Mm-hmm. All right. This team go all black. The Ravens went all purple. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That all gold won't be beat by nobody. That all gold will shine in a whole different way.
You don't think all burgundy would be better for doing color rush?
We already did. I am the forefather of the all burgundy.
What about just clean white across the board?
No, every team in the league can
you
do that.
You want to do gold, though?
Hey,
I mean, I love the gold, but
listen, that gold.
I do like that more than white tops, black jerseys.
All right. Think about this. Think about this. When LA Chargers go baby blue on baby blue, is that not some of the hardest? Like, listen, it's all about bright colors when you color rush. The team with the brighter colors look the best.
Okay.
All right, so when the Chargers do it with either their gold or they do it with the baby blue, nobody looks like them. When the Dolphins come out in that aqua water, on aqua water, can't nobody else do that. But y'all want to go white on white on white. No, gold on gold on gold, and call it the Slinging Sammy Bar edition. All right? Because most people don't realize about Slinging Sammy Bar, he's the only guy to lead the league in passing, rushing, passing, punting average, and interceptions.
Call them
all the same.
The Monday Mustards.
Yes. Whatever you
Monday Mustards.
Whatever you want to call it. You can call it the Sunday in gold. I don't care.
Let us know in the comments if you like the Monday Mustards or Ball State University.
Ball so hard University.
Ball so hard
University. The black and white. No, the black and white ain't us. That ain't our colors.
White tops, black pants. Oh my God, I can't do it.
But the gold will stick out in a different way.
It will definitely be different.
That's true.
It's gonna stick out in a whole different way. Like, y'all ain't gonna know how good these guys gonna look in that all gold.
Maybe if it's more gold than yellow. I just worry the yellow really coming through.
No, it's the gold. We are burgundy and gold. We're not
but
yellow.
you know those things can tricky.
No, it's a thin line.
It is a thin line.
It's a thin line. That's why I said 24 karat gold and have Bruno Mars walk us out.
I like the idea. In theory. Guys, you can always give us a call. Let us know what you think. 703-726-7419. Email us at washingtongetloud@gmail.com. Now, before we play our game full we're going to bleep that out, I'm told.
Yep.
We got to remind you that this summer, SeatGeek has your ticket to the best live concerts in the DMV at Northwest Stadium. SeatGeek makes it easy to catch world-conquering tours and high-wattage performances from your favorite artists all summer long. SeatGeek has the best seat, your seat, for an unforgettable summer, from rock royalty to rap superstars, R&B to country. Find out all on SeatGeek, the official primary ticketing partner of Northwest Stadium. Summer concert season officially starts with SeatGeek.
All right. Are we ready for our game called Full of
Was I supposed to not seal mine? Because I did seal them.
Oh, you sealed them? Well, it'll just make for a more dramatic effect. So basically what's going to happen is we will shuffle our envelopes. And basically whichever one you pick is the one you have to sell. Even if you're full of
Okay.
All right. Who would like to go first?
So we picking one of ours, right?
Yeah, you got to shuffle it and pick one of your own.
All right, I'll start this thing.
All right, let's do it.
All right. And we're allowed to ask you questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
My mom found out she was pregnant with me while playing a pickup football game with my uncles and her friends.
I believe that. You got football in your blood. I think that's a truth.
I also think it's the truth.
It is the truth.
Oh, that's a great fact. I love that.
So that means I was born to play this game. All right. Before I saw light, I was toting that pill. All right.
Okay. Should I go or Jinx, do you want to go?
Go ahead, Anna.
Okay.
Sure.
I'll pick this one. Oh, and I folded mine. Hold on. Don't look at my nails.
Colorado.
Oh. I subbed in as the mascot at one of my high school basketball games.
I can absolutely see you doing that. You have the personality for it. That's the truth.
I think it's false. I think it's all lies.
You think I'm full of
With corn in it.
Oh, ew. You're correct. I'm full of I never did that.
I knew it.
Called it.
I knew it.
All right, Jinx. Your turn.
All right. I don't know which one this is.
Oh, see, the sealing of the envelope is much more dramatic.
Yeah.
I was once a silver medalist in cross country at my high school state championships.
Oh, okay. What year was this in high school?
1936.
1936.
So is this your sophomore, junior, senior?
Junior year.
Is this your junior year, varsity?
Silver in Texas?
Silver in the state championship?
Texas?
In 3A.
In 3A?
Yes.
3A.
Not overall. I mean, there's 5 classifications. This is 3A.
How many people were roughly in the race? Like how
12.
many? 12. Oh, 12 total?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the finals.
What
Right,
distance was this?
I'm going to go he did it.
I'm going to go with your full.
I'm full of
When you said 12, I was like, there's no way.
No, because once he said Texas, I was like, no, you did not win a silver in the state of Texas.
No, I didn't.
Not the way they burned. So do we get to talk about the other ones?
You know.
Oh, we have a little bit of time. We'll do a quickly we'll go through what was your off.
Well, what was your truth?
Because then we'll know.
My truth is an old story, but it's an old actress. I was once hit on by actress/model Renee Russo in Hollywood.
You told me about this.
Yes.
You
Yes,
told me
that's
about
a
this
good
story.
one. I know. I feel like we're starting to know each other really well because I knew Fred's story.
Well, this one was I skydived in a squirrel suit near the Grand Canyon.
That was your lie. That was your.
Yeah.
If you can't hear it, Kayla.
Lie.
He will one day, though. I have no doubt that you could end up doing that one day. Okay. Mine is I appeared in one of Deion Sanders' vlogs at Boulder.
Yeah, you did.
That's true. I did.
Yeah. Did you?
I got made fun of by my team. Yeah. I was pretty hyped to see Deion, and it's pretty embarrassing. So, like, hopefully no one ever finds it. You wouldn't be able to tell that
That's
it's
cute,
me.
though.
It's cute, but it's like I was a year out. I was a year out of college. We can't actually. I don't want to go into detail about.
We got to find this video.
Yeah.
Be looking for this.
We need evidence.
We need evidence. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, we're gonna look for it. Well, that's it for the Get Loud podcast. Another great show. We got Anna on camera now.
Next time we get to talk to y'all, we'll know the newest members of the Washington Commanders. Another generation will be drafted the next time we talk to him.
And maybe we'll see him in the Monday Mustards.
Maybe he'll get his jersey retired in Colorado and now he ain't have to play there.
See you next week. The views and opinions expressed by our podcast guests and or hosts are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Washington Commanders or any of their representatives.